So another good friend of Innovation City is Colin Iles. Now, Colin Iles, you know, we all have a shady past. He used to be a bank man and then decided to get a real job. Immersed in the innovation space, thought leadership space. If you want to know anybody who knows more CEOs than most other people and can speak sense to them and get them to listen, never happens, but he can do it. So, Colin,
thanks, Kieno.
Wonderful. I would say cheers.
We can do that as well.
Cheers. So, Innovation City launched today. Your thoughts? Now, just average thoughts, overall thoughts, and then we'll talk about the potential.
No, I think it's amazing, and one of the things that stuck out for me was one of your presenters was a guy called Hans.
Hans Otterling, yes.
And I believe he's vaguely important somewhere in the big scheme of things.
He kind of invested in Spotify before anybody ever knew about it. Yes, that one.
Okay, I thought he was just a good presenter. So anyway, so Hans is obviously super keen to invest into Africa. And when he was running through why, it really struck me that Africa, you've got two themes running which make investment here an incredibly interesting thing. The number one thing for entrepreneurs is there are a lot of problems.
Oh, we need those.
Okay, and if you're an entrepreneur, you can't solve things that work, right? It just doesn't make sense. And you've got friction everywhere. You know, friction in terms of banking, friction in terms of buying and sales, friction in terms of e-commerce, friction in terms of traveling. There's friction abound. So anyone that's interested in setting up a genuine scalable company and who can solve some of those frictional points, and technology is making that easier, really has an opportunity here in South Africa. It doesn't always have to be software, but obviously a lot of software, behind it. The second thing is the global pool of capital is massive.
Correct.
You know, you've got a few hundred people who essentially have got the wealth of 50-60% of the global population, and their families and their trusts that they've set up are keen to invest in Africa, especially for projects which bring benefit to Africa as a whole. So you've got those two kind of drivers about why this is an interesting place. The third part is this part, because that's the missing part. What you're setting up here is the glue that tries to bring the people together so that you can access the idea to solve the problem to the investors, to the network that you need to go and grow. And that's just been, I think, lacking for, we've never really had it.
So it's more like it's knowledge, networks, resources, empowering flipping amazing people with phenomenal ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that is really what we want to achieve. So absolutely.
No,
so do you see yourself spending some time in this space?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a wonderful space. Today I've met so many interesting people, and you just imagine, you think forward when you're up and running next year, where you've got entrepreneurs who are coming in with their ideas. Their biggest hurdle is access to influential, knowledgeable people.
Correct.
And it's not just for money, it's so that they can get access for idea generation, for learning about how to go and scale their companies, for obviously investments and those sort of things. And that's just sadly lacking. If I think back, why is Silicon Valley so successful? Okay, one argument is they started off with a coffee shop culture, deliberately structured in a way with huge amounts of support from government and local communities to build that community. And look what's happened. Same that happens in Shenzhen in China. You haven't had it in Joburg or Cape Town, and I think this is going to make a huge difference if you can actually go and bring it.
This is going to be one mother of a coffee shop. I can tell you that much.
And the coffee's good.
But Colin, always a pleasure chatting to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the space. We'll obviously be doing a lot of online stuff together as well.
Yeah,
so,
look forward to it.
As always, thank you for flying in all the way from the UK. Colin Iles. You're a legend, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.